Welcome everybody to week 15. We're wrapping up. This is why we're in the 20th century. Next week we'll kind of get modern Japan, um, which is always changing, but we can kind of like lay some groundwork for some things going on there, and then kind of hopefully after this semester see Japan on a bigger spectrum of history, culture, what makes Japan Japan. So this week, two kind of concurrent things. One, sort of this post-war, historically sort of post-war Japan, how it rebuilt itself very quickly, fastly, and efficiently after World War II. U.S. occupation and the rebuilding Japan. We talked a little bit about politics there. If you're interested in politics, great. Don't worry about it if you're not. But the big thing is economically, Japan very quickly became, by 30 years later, by the 1980s, Japan was very much a sort of this economic miracle. It really built itself up, invested heavily into automated products, particularly electronics. Also, this is where Toyota comes from. A lot of these, that in the Meiji period, were these Daibatsu companies that were sort of state-run or state-affiliated. They, after World War II, they invested very heavily. Public-private finance, and became very successful, and really sort of this idea of economic miracle and rebuilt itself. And then in the 90s it sort of declined, and in Japan sort of plateaued a little bit, but it's still a very, very prosperous, cutting-edge place. But this is where it kind of got to. But the way we kind of see this, right, particularly post-war Japanese, even during World War II, imperial and post-war Japan is really through film. I mean, another part of Japan is they really picked up film very quickly, and made some of the very important early movies of all of cinema, not just Japanese cinema, but world cinema. And a lot of these movies really were discussing history, culture, changing dynamics, tradition, modernity, and really sort of trying to kind of work through this as movies do. A lot of people say movies are the reflection of the society in which they're made. So I kind of gave, if you wanted to learn more about, if you're into film, Akira Kurosawa is obviously one of the most revered directors. A lot of modern movies are remakes of his. Rashomon is one of the most famous there, which is sort of an event told from three different perspectives. And all of them, it's kind of this idea of playing where does truth, what is truth, in interpretation. He's made a lot of really great movies, which if you are into movies, you can see his influence today. And Ozu as well, kind of a little bit different, a little more day-to-day life, and you get to capture a little bit what life was like in the 50s, 60s of Japan. So there's that, and then also literature. I mean, Japanese literature in the late 20th, second half of 20th century was also very vibrant. A lot of people writing about what is questioning Japan's place in this new world. The relationship with the Americas is it positive or negative? Mushima is that. We looked at it, gave a little video of him. He's a very interesting character. He was a playwright. He was an author. He was a public figure. He was a politician. And the video kind of talks about his kind of how literature plays into this. He's a very interesting character as well. So those are the two things. And then really this week, just pick a movie, anything from before 2000, right? And you can record, again, follow the instructions. You can record your movie right there on the discussion post. You just click on discussion, new tab, go down, and it'll automatic. You can just push record and it'll record it there. Two things for your in review. One, kind of quickly talk about the movie. It doesn't have to be like a scene by scene review, just kind of the main plot points, in case people were interested in talking about it, maybe some main characters, or if there's a famous director or something, talk about that. But so that could be like half of it. But the big second half is, what does your movie tell us about Japanese culture, particularly things that we've learned about in this class? So, this review is not whether you liked it or didn't like it, or what it was about or was not about, but kind of a quick summary, just kind of lay it out there, and then what can you take out of it? What are some elements of Japanese culture that come that you can see in that, or maybe something you could, if it's a movie you've seen before, can you see it a different way after after learning about Japanese culture in this class, or the Japanese mind readings, or maybe some more historical or cultural elements in there. Um, that's about it. I think that's. Oh, in the student. All right, then one more note in the student resources. I've posted the final project guidelines for your paper and your presentation. Please look at those. Your final projects are due February 9th. All that information is there. Take a look at them, look them over. You can upload them, the paper on assignments and the project on discussions. Take a look. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a good rest of your week.